Good afternoon, we are Team Larish. I am Arun and my colleagues are Kondanya, Animesh, Abhishek and Derek. We initiate our coverage on Kajaria Ceramic with a hold recommendation and a target price of INR 917.15, which is an upside of 4.26% over the market price of 879.65 as on 19th November 2015. And the key drivers for our recommendations are long-term industry volume growth prospects and how Kajaria is well positioned to tap on this growth potential. Both industry and companies' movement towards high-value premium segments, consolidation in the industry and how it augurs well for the branded players, both in terms of volume and value. However, we are concerned about the recent real estate slump in the real estate market and limited upside potential over Kajaria's current market price, as we believe it's already optimally valued. Moving to Kajaria, Kajaria's revenue for financial year 15 stood at 21.87 billion, which were contributed by four major segments. First was ceramic wall and floor tiles, then polished vitrified tiles, then glazed vitrified tiles, and the last is others, which include sanitary ware and faucets, a category in which Kajaria has ventured quite recently. Coming to the Indian tile industry, India is the third largest manufacturer of tiles in the world with an aggregate total annual production capacity of 748 million square meters. Ceramic tiles forms bulk of this industry both by volume and value. The branded players represent 51% of this market, with Kajaria leading the pack across segments. So Kajaria is market leader in all ceramic, polished vitrified and glazed vitrified tile segments. We will now move to the investment rationale for our recommendation, and we will start with the first rationale, which is the long-term volume growth prospects of the industry and how Kajaria is well positioned to tap on this growth potential. We would first start with the drivers for industry volumes, and we would start with favorable demographics. So 35% of India's current population is in the age group of 15 to 35. What it actually translates into a declining age dependency ratio, which basically represents the burden or productive population. This also means an increase in GDP per capita and increase in household final consumption expenditure. So it shows a propensity to spend on luxurious products, especially on tiles and similar products. Second is urbanization and nuclearization are also expected to drive volume for the industry, as we can see that in the last one decade the number of households with 4 or less members has increased from 30% to 50%. Third, the adoption of tiles has been on an increasing trend in Indian households. Further, with one of the lowest per capita tile consumption in the world, there is significant headroom for growth in the industry. It's interesting to note here that 15% of the current tile demands comes from the replacement demand. Finally, government focus on infrastructure and housing projects coupled with favorable monetary policy is also expected to drive the volumes for the industry, coming from schemes such as Smart City, Amrut and other housing schemes. So finally, these four horses, favorable demographics, urbanization and nuclearization, increasing adoption of tiles and government focus on infrastructure and housing would drive the volumes for the industry.
Coming to the company side, in a market dominated by organized players, Kajaria's industry-best advertisement expense to sales ratio will help it in driving volumes. It is interesting to note that 70% of Kajaria's sales come from its retail customers, and it also has a strong social media presence, which is a direct consequence of its robust brand equity. Kajaria's pan-India presence, strong dealer network, and higher focus on increasing shelf space in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities has resulted in the creation of a sustainable competitive advantage for the company. Company's involvement in recent brownfield and greenfield expansion projects have resulted in a quick ramp-up of production capacity to sustain high volume growth across different tile segments. Now we deep dive into the second part of our investment rationale, value growth for Kajaria backed by a favorable product mix. Indian tile industry has been rapidly shifting towards premium and value-added products. This trend is evident not only across capacity but also value. The CAGR for GVT and PVT segments has been 42% and 19%, while that of ceramic segment has only been 12% for the period of 2010 to 14. Additionally, aesthetic reasons like rich look, combined with a wide range of designs and a higher durability, have resulted in a steep CAGR of 24% for the vitrified segment alone, driving up average realizations across the industry. Average realization is the sales accrued per million square meter. Coming to the company side, Kajaria's strategy to focus on GVT and PVT segments has resulted in a higher revenue contribution from these premium segments. We can see that the production capacity of the vitrified segments has grown from 2012 and we expect it to grow to 61% by the end of 2017. Kajaria also ensured that it's not losing its foothold in the ceramic tile segments by bringing value-added products like larger tiles with a wide range of design portfolios, which command a price premium, thus increasing average realizations for the company. In order to not escalate costs, Kajaria has adopted an asset-light model by adopting joint ventures and subcontracting. Their share of the production capacity has been on a constant rise over the past few years. Currently standing at 42%, we expect this share to increase in the future. Additionally, industry-plus capacity utilization combined with long-term raw material contracts have ensured stabilization of costs, which augurs well for the company's bottom line.
The next main theme is consolidation. Higher operational costs backed by significant, shifting production from coal-based plants to LNG-based plants for the abandoned players have protected their margins. And on the other hand, we see that the organized players are actually reducing their costs by subcontracting, manufacturing, and entering JVs. Apart from that, we see that the brand consciousness is also much more driven to the customers and they prefer brands over the local players. Moving on, we see that there is a threat of Chinese imports over the local players, and it is more pronounced in the light of recent yuan depreciation events. And these two factors are actually putting pressure on the local players to actually consolidate and make sure that the organized sector actually gains market share over the unorganized sector, and we expect this trend to continue in the future. So moving on to limiting factors, we see that the real estate, which forms a huge chunk of the demand in the industry, is actually undergoing a slump, and this is evident from the fact that it is experiencing lower absorption rates, paving housing inflation, and also pessimistic stakeholder sentiment in the real estate space over the last few quarters. And we expect this real estate slump to hit the building materials industry pretty hard, at least in the short term. Moving on, we see that the industry is pretty commoditized, the tile industry, and we feel that there is little scope for differentiation as far as tiles are concerned. And in such a space, we see peers like Somany actually coming up with patents, and Kajaria actually stands at the risk of losing out in this regard. Moving on, we see that Kajaria's diversification is actually pretty minimal, and the share of exports in its revenues is pretty less, perhaps one of the lowest in the industry. And this is a risky prospect because over the short term, the local market is not really equipped to absorb the supply that the industry has to offer. Finally, we see that Kajaria's valuations, as far as the EV/EBITDA ratio is concerned, is almost twice as compared to its peers, and the stock has been trading in the price to earnings band of around 30x to 40x for the last 1 year, and we see limited upside potential due to these factors.
We have valued Kajaria based on two methods, the discounted cash flow and the multiples approach, giving 75% and 25% weights to both the methods. We have arrived at a valuation of 9 and 17, which is 4.26% above the market price as on November 19, 2015. As per the DCF, we have arrived at a fundamental value of 9 and 54, which is based on a long-term growth rate assumption of 6% and a WACC of 11.99%, which is calculated using cost of equity of 12.16%, cost of debt of 7.09%, and a target debt by equity ratio of 0.3. The segment-wise revenue for Kajaria is mainly driven by volume growth and realization growth. Based on the company's strategies and the changing customer preferences, we expect the vitrified segment to be the major contributor to the revenue growth. For the multiples approach, we have taken the EV by EBITDA and P by E multiples for both 1 year forward and the current year, giving equal weightage to all multiples. We have arrived at a valuation of 8 and 10 based on a multiples approach. We have also conducted a football field analysis for Kajaria. Competitor analysis suggests that Kajaria has consistently outperformed its peers in all aspects. It has one of the highest top line growths in the industry. Due to highest capacity utilization and the price premium it charges over its competitors, it has the highest EBITDA margins in the industry. It has strong financials and prudent management, which has translated into highest return on equity and highest return on capital employed in the industry.
In the past, Kajaria has managed to increase its profitability margin, and based on our analysis, we expect it to continue in the future. Here we have done the risk analysis and the factors which might impact the performance of the Kajaria. We have divided them in business, regulatory, strategy, and financial risk. Key business risks include increasing competition in the high-value vitrified segment, increasing power and fuel costs, and delaying commissioning of new capacity. Whereas strategic risks include maintaining brand recall and lower growth in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. Together, these factors would impact profitability margin and top-line growth of the company. In conclusion, factors like strong brand equity, strong financial, and strong distribution network show the fundamental strength of the company, and Kajaria is well positioned to capitalize on the growth opportunities.
But on the other side, factors like current slowdown in real estate sector and push for unbranded products by dealers and relatively high trading multiples Kajaria enjoys over its peers and optimal valuation for the Kajaria limits its upside potential. By considering all these factors, we recommend a whole recommendation with the target price of 970.15 rupees. Thank you.